Hi, welcome back to Volunteer Appreciation Week. Today we have Wilma Roach here with us, and we will be asking her a few questions about her volunteerism. Welcome, Wilma.
Thank you.
First of all, tell us about your first volunteer experience that you can remember back to.
First big volunteer experience was a team from my church went to Mexico to build houses.
Oh, wow.
And that was a real eye-opener. We had not done something like that. I headed the team up, and we hadn't put anything together. I think we had 10 people go. And it was so nice. And we had such a good time, you know, not fun, but just a rewarding feeling, that the next year we took 18 people, and it kind of grew from there. We did that for 4 or 5 years, and then they closed the border one time because of drugs, and something caught on fire. We decided we shouldn't do that anymore, and we were aging, of course, you know how that goes. But then we had kind of I've been volunteering for domestic violence for like 25 years. And then 3 or 4 years ago, I went to work for them part-time. And of course, then that got me involved with MCSA, and I loved going over there and helping them. And so I've just done things around town. Well, then we were presented with this house on 4th Street through MCSA.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott worked with us a lot. And so we had, oh golly, I probably took 18 in there to start with. And we redid 6 apartments for through MCSA that they could put in there for Section 8 people.
Okay.
And that took us 5 months. So now I've been just basically helping out locally here with, you know, food and clothing, things like that. Jesus Mission, we're helping them right now.
So you're doing this through your church?
Now I'm partially. I encourage my church to help with donations, but I really do it on, you know, I do it whether anybody helps me or not. That's what I'm doing.
We love to hear that.
And my church helps me a lot. They give me a lot of support, and when I ask for any donation, whether cash or anything else, they help provide for that also.
That's awesome. So tell us a story about like what makes you want to volunteer more and more. Kind of a wow moment.
I don't know, except that the first year we went to Mexico, to see the social part of it, we just kind of all bonded together. And if we're out someplace now, and most of the team is that we still all gather together, it's that lifelong bonding that we did. It's the same way when I did with the house on 4th Street. We have continued to get together, to have dinners, to, you know, just keep in contact with each other, and to see people's face when you offer this to them is priceless. It's just priceless.
So, do you have any enjoyable stories or most enjoyable moments of volunteerism?
When we worked on the 4th Street house, when I originally, they told me I could do, well, it started with the lady that was running it at that time. It was director. She came to my church to speak about poverty because we'd had that lady in town, you know.
Oh, yeah, Charlotte came and talked about that.
Yeah, Charlotte came and talked, but the lady, and I can't remember the doctor that came out to MCSA,
right,
or came out to the college.
The poverty.
Yeah, and that really inspired me, and so she came and spoke to my church, and she said something about, we just have a house, baby, that we're going to need to refurbish, and we're 1,000 units short in Muscatine, and it was kind of a light bulb moment. So it went from there, and a wow moment was when we decided they wanted us to do certain things, and we asked if we could go beyond that. And so, you know, I solicited everybody I could to help us pay for some of these things. But we just kind of wanted them to live like we would live, and anybody that rented it, you know, not just make it clean and usable, so we put new cupboards in. And when we all stood back and looked at that and had our open house, we were very proud. Very proud to offer that to the Muscatine community.
So the group that you work with, you guys are all kind of home fixer-uppers?
So we like to do that. We like to do construction,
Okay.
and I had 3 different teams. We went to Mexico, and men headed them up, but I had women housing or roofing houses, and I had cooks, and we had people that taught the little kids Sunday school, and it kind of moved over to here. I had women that did painting and helped put in tile and bathtubs, and we just all worked together in the construction area of it. And then we went a step further, and somebody said one day, why don't we furnish one of these apartments? So we solicited again from different places, and we furnished one apartment. Well, why don't we try to do some of the others? So we did some of the others, and then Scott said, we had a whole bunch of furniture down here at MCSA, so we had a heyday. We marched down 4th Street, pushed it in front of us, carrying it, whatever, to get it into the house. And it's kind of continued. Somebody comes up with a couch, they call Scott and say, can we put a couch in the 4th Street? And it just goes from there.
That's
But
awesome.
the wow moment was when we were all done and we all stood back and had people come and see what we had done, and it made us proud. Not that we made it $1 million apartment, but it just made us very proud that we could offer this to the people of Muscatine to help out.
That's awesome. Thanks for doing that. How would you encourage others to volunteer?
Call. Jesus Mission needs help, MCSA needs help, domestic violence needs help, the library needs help. Everybody that you could think of, just ask what you can do to help. And just go and see what they need and see what interests you, and you'll feel so good inside to be able to do something. And then if you can't do it on a certain day, you can't do it, and you're not obligated. So it's not like having a job. It's something you really want to do, and you'll get a very rewarding feeling. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. Makes your heart happy.
Well, thank you so much for telling us your story today, Wilma. Some of the projects that you've done with the MCSA and the 4th Street House is amazing, and that's what we're working towards, is getting more affordable housing in Muscatine. So
Yes.
we want to thank you and the team that did that project.
And the 4th Street House, we won an award in Des Moines.
Oh.
And some of us went up with Scott and Charlotte and Bonnie, and they presented an award and showed a video that we didn't know they was going to show. But we won one of 4 awards given for the state of Iowa for doing the 4th Street House.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was a nice feeling.
Very good. Do you have anything else to add about volunteerism, or?
Don't sit at home. Get out and do stuff. It makes you feel younger. It makes you feel good. And Muscatine can really use your help. We're such a nice town, and we really support everybody in town, whether it's a business or whether it's a MCSA or somebody on the street. But get out there and do something.
Thank you. And as Wilma just said, get out there and do something. We want to let you know that we have our volunteer website, volunteermuscatine.org, that has lots of different volunteer opportunities that Wilma just spoke about. And we want to thank everyone for volunteering this week, and thank Wilma for coming.
Thank you.